Welcome to Patterns of Atrocity, the video series where we talk about the interdisciplinary fields of computer science, sociology, and history to model genocide and learn what can be learned about preventing genocide to shape a future free from atrocity. As this is episode 1, I'm going to start by giving some background to this topic and explain my motivation for starting this video series. This all started 5 years ago when I wrote a paper about the Rwandan genocide, where I argued the international community was culpable for the atrocities for not staging appropriate or effective intervention. And while this paper was well researched and its thesis sound and corroborated by the majority of academic literature, what this paper didn't do was tell us anything about how we could prevent such a situation like Rwanda in the future. So as a computer science major at Northeastern, I decided to dive into the field of computational modeling to try and see if there was a way that we could model genocide on a computer scale. If we could simulate the conditions necessary for genocide and corroborate it with real-world examples like the Rwandan genocide, we could come up with policy and initiatives that would help take preventative measures against this and then verify them in our models. If you haven't heard or read about Rwanda before, that's okay. You don't need to understand much about the genocide to understand the historical impact. The genocide occurred in 1994 over the course of 100 days, where estimates vary, but anywhere from 500,000 to 1 million people were killed. The genocide had massive consequences on the global scale, as many questioned the international community's response, including the United States, for its failure to intervene. And as it turns out, my analysis of my original paper, which blamed the international community, and my desire to research computational models and agent-based modeling, which felt like a natural consequence of the conclusions that I had come to when writing the paper, has been reflected on the real-world stage. The Rwandan genocide, coupled with the rise of computational technology, created the desire to create models to try and predict genocide. And now today, many people have incorporated this field of computational modeling, coupled with an interest in sociology, into genocidal research. Many large agencies or government bodies, including the United States, the United Nations, or third parties like Amnesty International, use these models to try and look for red flag spots, places where they think conflict is likely to break out. So as we move forward in this video series, our goal is to answer the following questions. Where does the field of computational research stand when it comes to predicting genocide? How good are these models at predicting genocide? And what can we learn from these models about policy that could help us take these computational models and give us something of value in the real world? In the next episode, we'll be looking at this paper, which uses a very simple agent-based model, but comes to some shocking conclusions about genocide. Sources for images included in this video.